Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Skits Tuts, and today we are going to design a main menu. So this is one of the most imperative parts of your game design because this is the face of your game. So I just want to go ahead and show you how it's done. Now since we're doing PC, I want to go ahead and show you how to do something pretty cool that I found out how to do. As you can see that I created something called Skits Tuts Vision. You just click this, you give it a name, you set your height and resolution. You can tell that right now I set mine to about the size of this window pane right here. So when you click play, you have maximize on play. See, it's off now, it's on. It'll actually be the same size and it'll be lined up in the middle of the screen here, rather than it being an actual full screen. So when you're designing something, especially your main menu, sometimes things will stretch, your images will stretch, and they won't look like you want them to unless you actually design them to the resolution that you're going to be designing. So I pretty much did that here, and let's get to the actual design part. I don't care for the default background, so I'm going to go with a black. Next we're going to create a UI. We'll just do an image. I'm going to rename this canvas. And I'm going to rename this image. So this will not be something that we're going to be able to click on, and we don't want it to have hover or anything, so we'll just take the raycast target off. The raycast is when you hover over the image while the game is running. It's almost like a button. It's interactable. We're not going to be doing that. So as you can see, it's scrunched up and it does not look very good at all. We'll click set native size, and that's the way that I actually designed it. Now if you can't see your image, then you want to click on this and you want to hit the F button, and the F button is focus, and it will take you to there. Basically the difference between the camera and what we're seeing right now is this is a UI overlay. The camera is pretty much world space, and this is screen space right here. So if you want UI like energy, health bars and stuff, you're going to want to use world space, and we'll get into that and I'll show you how that works later. For now, you notice you got this weird little symbol thing. Each one of these corners represents a corner of this image. So this is an anchor. You can drag it around. Whoops. You can actually drag it around. And now is what this actually does is, no matter what happens in your game, it's always going to have the same distance. This corner will be the same distance from this corner. This corner will be the same distance in this one, etc. So if you go into full screen mode and you don't have a resolution selected, then it's going to stretch your image. It's not going to look good, most likely. So that's why I say you always want to design according to what you're actually trying to do. Now the next thing that we'll do, I'll go ahead and just duplicate this. We'll call it and Now this looks like it's bigger and larger than this, so I did kind of mess up when I designed that. So I'm going to scale it down a little bit so that it's not larger than the title. And I think that looks pretty good right there. Next we're going to need to do the same thing and set our anchors. And now we need some buttons. We need to get that started. So I'm going to right click, UI again. We'll create a button. Now if you don't plan on designing your own custom buttons, then you can go to this text right here and you can click. You can type in whatever you want into this field and this text box will let it go. I already designed mine, so I will not need that. I'm going to refocus on this. And right here where it says UI sprite, just like any UI, we'll go with start button. And this is going to be clickable, so we do want this to be cut on. Now also, when we hover the mouse over, we want it to show a color. So I'll maybe go with this, and then when we click on it, we want it to change to a different color. So maybe I'll make it darker. We'll go with that. Now also, we need to set the native size. It's way better. And we'll change the name. Now that we got that done, we'll duplicate it and we'll duplicate it again. We'll go to this one. We'll slide it over. That looks about centered. Now we're working on this button. We'll slide it over. It looks about proportionate. So now we have the button set up. Let's go ahead and do the anchors. Now if you see something like this in the way, you can always hit the W, bring up the hand. Alright, excellent. Now we have that. We can duplicate our canvas now. Oh, by the way, the event system is actually what's going to trigger your buttons. You do need this, and if you accidentally do delete it, you can always create UI event system. And trust me, I've done it before. I'm like, why are my buttons not working? And come to find out it was because I deleted that because I didn't know what it was when I first started developing. It just looked like it was in the way, so whatever. If that happens to you, no problem. We all been there. So now on our options menu, we will not need a start and we will not need an exit button. So we'll go ahead and remove that. The main menu image, we'll just change that out. We won't need the title image. You can keep yours in if you want to. And for this, we'll go ahead and scale it up. Actually, just to make it more clear, I'm going to click on this and cut that canvas off so it's not in the background. Excellent. Now with our anchor set, everything looks pretty good. Now in this tutorial, I'm not going to design any options. Now if there are some options, you want BG music, sound effects and stuff like that, I can show you how to do it. You tell me exactly what it is that you want to add in here, and I will gladly make a video showing you step by step how to do that. But for this, it'll just take too long for this video, and I'm not going to do that. But next time, I got you. So now you can kind of see how it is. Oh yeah, wait, there's something I forgot to do. We don't need an options button here, so we're going to make this button the main menu button. Alright, now everything looks good. We need to actually hook our buttons up. So I have created a script here that I'll go over in a minute. But for right now, you can go ahead and create typo, my fault. Cannot type today. Sorry, fellas. So you do want to create the main menu scripts folder as a subfolder of scripts and have the main menu script there. And once you do that, I want you to add it. And you won't have these until I show you the code. But once I show you the code and you save it, I want you to take the main menu canvas and I want you to drag it right there. And then the options menu canvas here. Alright, we're going to want some background music, so I'll just go ahead and do it. We'll make our audio source same as the last video. Add component, audio source. And I have something picked out. Now for this one, we do want it to loop and we do want it to play on awake. Now that that's taken care of, I must save the project. And I'm going to show you the code. So you're basically, the serialized field are the two fields that you're seeing, the menu canvas and the option canvas. Now granted, when you use serialized field, there's nothing you can really do about it, but it's going to show errors every serialized field that you have in the console every time that you save. It's kind of annoying, and I don't know why they never fixed it, but it is what it is. So basically, on start, we're going to set the option canvas, the active to false. So basically set active is this tick right here. We're going to do that every time the game starts, and that's why we can leave it on now, but this is set active false, this is set active true. The options button, we're going to get the main menu and we're going to set that to false. So anytime we hit the button, it's going to go to false, and then the option will become true. So it's unticking one and ticking the other one. The menu button is going to do the exact opposite. It's going to turn off the option and it's going to turn back on the main menu. Our exit button, it's just going to quit, and it is an application that we're designing. It's just going to shut it down. Inside of Unity, it will not show that you stop. You actually have to build your project to either the computer or your phone or something for this to actually visibly quit. So I put a debug log in here, and this will read to our console if it works or not. The start button should look pretty familiar. It's just going to get the active scene that we're at, and it's going to get the build index +1. Do not forget that you will need the scene management. You need this line and this line. Anything else we will not need for this code. So with that done, we'll hook up our buttons. We'll start with the main menu. We'll start with the start button. You're going to scroll down in the inspector and it's going to say on click. You want to hit the plus. Now our script holder has the script on it. That's what we're going to drag in to this field here. Then you want to click on this no function, and we want to put a function on it. Main menu, start button. So basically is what it's doing is we're putting this. So whatever is inside this function, it's going to run it when we click. And we're going to do that for every button. So the options button, we'll open it up, script holder in. Options button. Alright, now this should be the main menu button. So let's just check them. We got the exit on the exit, we got the options on the option, start on the start, and this should be the main menu button. I just didn't change the name. Alright, that'll be a little bit more legible. But everything looks like it's hooked up pretty good. We'll save and we will give it a test run. Now once again, it's going into full screen mode, but it should remain at its resolution here because of this. I click exit, and you can see down here the program has been aborted. Now, one thing that I will tell you is that you will need to create a new scene most likely, and you will need to name it level 1. You will need to go to the build settings and you will need to add level 1 here, and I showed you how to do that, and that's the only reason it went to the next level. but all the code works, and that's all we're covering in this video. And I hope that you tune in next time to where we will actually start working on a player, and we'll start working on level design, and we're going to keep on going from there. Alright, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you.